So we've got no sound. We've had no sound that whole time. That's awesome. Okay. So let me start this all again, because we've got no sound and it's like, now we've got sound. This is awesome. I must have bumped my microphone. So yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, trying to do everything at once because CryptoPlots isn't here at the moment. So he's not working. So let us go back to BTC and I will run back through everything. So that's awesome. So thank you guys. If I hadn't had the chat up, I would have seen it straight away, but I didn't have the chat up. So yeah, trying to do everything at once. Anyway, okay, we've just had 10 minutes of like sign language. So if you could lip read, you would know everything that's happening. But yeah, we're just gonna go back. So yeah, so Bitcoin, as I was saying, we nearly hit 106. We're pulling back at the moment. We're doing 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We look to be having an ending diagonal here, which more than likely could pull back to sort of a support region. This support region here for Bitcoin is going to be about 100, 101. So if it does pull back, so essentially that, I'm going to put some fibs on it and do it properly and just show you all what we are doing. So likely this is just the third wave. So we're going to go for this 236. So that's at that support. That's 100,549. So, and that's the likely pullback here, and then a continuation. So that 109, sort of 500 to 700-ish, depending on what exchange, is going to be that hard resistance. And then when we go to the BLX, we see that that next resistance is at that 118 to 120. And that's going to be our hard resistance. Now, there's a lot of people that are already in shorts at the moment. So I wouldn't be entering like long-term shorts. If you were like short-term, yes, because I think we're overdue a pullback, as I was saying, and none of you guys could hear. But yeah, so I think the market's going to get a small pullback and then we'll continue. So BTC dominance is having a bit of a pullback as well. So we've got some support coming back down at about 60. So that should allow ALTS to breathe. We should get a pullback on ALTS though first. So that's kind of what is happening. When we go to the total, we're seeing that we could be forming. So this is a daily. We need to watch this candle. If that forms as a doji, then we're going to get a pullback, and that's going to look something like gold. So this is the gold chart that I showed you a couple of weeks ago. I showed you that it had a gravestone doji and it is pulling back. So at that point you would have been selling out, and it should pull back and retest that channel. So that's if you're in gold and trading gold, it's about 3,000 it's coming back to. So when everything is uncertain, all the old fogies move into gold. And so that's all sort of clearing up. And, you know, we've got Trump has done a deal with China, and they've got a 90-day deal where USA tariffs are at 30% and China tariffs at 10%. So that is looking really good. So Ethereum, so this was the one that I was telling you about. I don't know if anyone heard it, probably not. So let's go back to that, because I was addressing the Petra upgrade. There's a issue here with Ethereum where essentially it's something that is needed but can be risky, because to bring new people into the market, we need to make everything super easy. And that's essentially what the Pectra upgrade has done on Ethereum. It makes it easy for anyone to get into crypto, for anyone to sort of, move tokens and that sort of thing in and around their wallet in a single transaction. So by signing an off-chain message. But that also means that scammers can trick you into signing a malicious message through like a DApp or a phishing site that could take control of your wallet and drain the ETH tokens. So they could take literally everything. Yeah, so that's the only thing that's wrong with this. So, but that with crypto happens every day. So people like click on links, their phishing links, whatever, and their wallets get drained. So this is nothing new. It's just making it easy for everyone else to get in, and you just need to be super vigilant. So yeah, I think overall it's a good thing. And that's showing with the ETH BTC pair. And we're seeing this at the moment, which is should come back again one more time to about 0.02334-ish, around that region, and then take off. So yeah. So I'm just so yeah, no, it wasn't just you, Bazza. It was just me being like a bit retarded and not checking my microphone after I bumped it. So yeah, thank you everyone. And I should have checked all these messages earlier. So I'm just about to go into alts if anyone's got any quick requests, and I've got a few charts ready. So just to look at where we're kind of hitting levels, where we are sort of going to pull back. If you have a look at Il Capo, he is fully short at the moment. So he's hedging. I wouldn't be hedging. Who knows? We might get a bigger pullback, but I don't think we're going to. I think this is the part of the market, everything, traditional sort of markets and everything, tariffs are starting to firm up. So I think this is going to be like a point in the market where we're getting a lot of tether prints, we're getting a lot of liquidity coming in. And once that news cycle starts rolling, I think, yeah, we're really going to sort of get going. So this is SWE. And we can see that we've got a hard resistance in this region, and this is coming up. So probably one more touch. This is should get to about 4.35, and then a likely pullback. We can see that it's just turned up. So if we get a lot more volume, they do some announcements, it will break through. It really does need to break through that resistance. That's a quite a sort of pivotal one. It's also around the pivot for the bullish sort of momentum to head up. So that is at 4.25. So it's kind of just touched that region. So this is a good point for it to break through and to firm up that bullish pattern. But yeah, as we can see, we've got bearish divergence on a lot of the charts. When we go up to the daily, we are looking very overbought on, not so much on this one as yet. It still has a little bit of room. As I was saying, and I don't know if I showed you this and you heard it, but when we go back to the previous all-time high on Bitcoin around November, we can see that we had bearish divergence right from this point. So which was right from July right through to November, where we hit that all-time high, previous all-time high. So RSIs can lie to us in these regions, so just be super careful when you're sort of when we go into bullish momentum. My theory is to keep pushing stop losses up, and that is putting them under the swing lows. So go down to a lower time frame on SWE. So if we go to a 45-minute, you can get a swing low. So I would put a stop loss probably about 3.87 here. although it looks kind of, like it's almost going to pull back. So I would start maybe selling out of this one. So one that hasn't really done a lot this week is Telcoin. And I was looking at that. We did break the pivot, but we haven't broken the second pivot. And it's looking a bit kind of bearish on the indicators. Even the MACD is really flat, not a lot of liquidity coming into this one at the moment. So this is one that hasn't really gone, so it might be worth a look. Let me have a look. Got XRP. I've got NEO. So XRP has just popped its little head out. So we want it to hold above that previous breakout zone. So that's the ideal thing. When they break out, you want it to retest and then head up. It's got some bearish divergence coming in on the daily on the stock. So when we get the stock, we get these MACDs not starting to pull back. So I think this is just going to be a little bit of sideways before it does sort of continue. Let me break that down. I'm going to go to a 4 hour, and we've got the 100 and 200 MAs just supporting underneath. So I think XRP probably one more touch to this now support, previous resistance, which is about 2.3. So yeah, that is looking good. NEO, which I haven't looked at forever and ever and ever. NEO. I haven't Nero Octo. I don't even know what that one is, Bassett. It's like, what the hell? So we can see that this hit my targets and then it's come all the way down. Let me just take some of this stuff off. Gone. All right. So NEO is one that hasn't had a nice move or anything like that. So that is going to be my pivot. So if you ever see my charts and they have this blue dash line, that's a pivot. So that's an Elliott wave pattern break or a pattern change that I am assessing. And so that'll be there. So it's at 14. It hasn't even come near to that yet at all. So at the moment, it's got a cross on the 100 and 200. On the 4 hour, though, this is really, really, really overbought. So going down to lower time frames, you want to be checking if it's still overbought. So this is going to pull back. On the daily, let's have a look. Oh, we've hit resistance on the daily on the 100 MA. So that is always, you can always almost guarantee that it's going to pull back at that point. And you can see that it's quite high here. So a minor sort of pullback before it can get over that 100 MA. Next resistance is going to be about 11 for NEO. And after that, it doesn't look like it's going to be a massive pullback. Should hold about 6.81. That is the other Elliott wave pivot in this region. So it's going to be a nice one to ladder into and start to get some momentum happening quite soon. What have we got? Nero Octo. Let me see. I don't even think I've got that one on my chart. So Nero, or is it a different one? Is it Nero, or Nero Octo is a completely different chart? It's gone somewhere. It's obviously corrected this one so long ago. Let's have a look at it. It looks all right, actually. Like most alts at the moment, this one is sitting at 86. So that is imminent pullback on a 6 hour chart. If this is the chart, yeah. So I'd say it's quite wicky as well. So this is kind of like what Bitcoin's trying to do at the moment. It's like 2 steps up, 1 step back, 2 steps up, 1 step back, 2 steps up, 1 step back. And then, yeah. So I don't know if this is the actual chart that you wanted, but yeah, that's it. It looks like it's sort of due a larger pullback when we got to the daily. Yeah, daily is also sitting over 80. Still has a little bit more room to move on the daily. Can go up a little bit more. That pivot for this one is sitting at about 5.0005. So if it can pierce that region, this is going to be a good chart. And I've got 2 more, Pepe and Sushi. So let's grab those. So Pepe is sitting at the pivot and it has pierced it, which is a nice sign. So because it has pierced it, that normally means that this will just pull back here and then continue up. So it is looking quite good. So again, all of these alts look like we're going to get a pullback. If this market's super, super bullish, that won't happen. So it'll be like going back and, minor pullbacks, and you're just going to be like buying higher. So that's why I was saying keep raising your stop loss into profit. And if your stop loss gets hit, move into the next coin. And that's going to be the best sort of thing as we change momentum. But they are getting into regions that they are looking like they need a pullback at some point just to reset those indicators. Doesn't mean it's going to be massive. It may just mean that it just goes sideways for a little bit. And look, I'm just going to take this off and see where we are. So Sushi probably likely come back down, test that 100 MA, which is at 706. And then continuation up. Next resistant for Sushi is at 1. And then it's the next resistance after that is 1.27. So that's going to be the major. And then we've got one up here. And you'll find that a lot of these pivots actually match up with Fibonacci, because that's how Elliott wave works. So we're going to sit here. There we go. It's just a bit above. Hang on. That's because I've got it above. But you can see that a lot of the pivots on Elliott wave match the Fibonacci. So depending on what the bots are doing, they'll just undersell on those. But yeah, for Sushi, I do think, again, we're going to get a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation. Post a video on US day, yeah, versus video app. What is that? Okay, spam. Yeah, I've got some spammers in there. Yeah, so there we go. So thank you for watching. Thank you for my sign language at the start for the first 10 minutes. I'll go into YouTube and I'll edit all that out. And yeah, I'll try to remember that next week so that you don't get a sign language update. It's like, and make sure that my mic's on from now on. So yeah, so don't forget to sign up with Femex. That would have been on the last one as well. It would have been all sign language. So head to gettingstartedincrypto.com and get into those free Femex signals. It will give you instructions on how to do that. And you need to use our referral code. You need to deposit $1,000 and start trading, and you get the free signals. And they are on absolute fire at the moment. So you'll be making squillions. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'll try and hit all the buttons, try and get this all going. And I will catch you on X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the socials, and of course, inside Getting Started in Crypto. Thanks for watching.